Welcome to Wasatch Weekends. I'm your host, Ben Roof. On today's show, we'll talk to Go Heber Valley about their inaugural 4th of July celebration, and Tracy Miller will show us a fantastic recipe in the kitchen. But first, a bit of local news. Park City has begun a roads project in southern Old Town that's going to last through the fall. It's in between Swede Alley and the intersection of Hillside and Dally, and that project has got traffic down to one lane, so plan accordingly. Now, let's take a look at the forecast.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome back to Wasatch Weekends. I'm joined by Jessica Broadhead of Go Heber Valley to talk about their upcoming Red, White, and Blue Festival. Welcome to the show, Jessica.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So, it's your first Heber Valley Red, White, and Blue celebration, correct?
Yes, this is the inaugural Red, White, and Blue Festival. There have been other celebrations in Heber City in the past, but nothing of this caliber, so we're super excited.
Well, it certainly seems like it is an action-packed event starting basically right at the crack of dawn. You want to tell us a little bit about all of the different activities that are available?
I'll just go right through the schedule. So between 6 and 8 a.m., we'll have hot air balloons taking off from the Heber Airport. You can pre-book rides for those. The information is on our website. And then we will have the traditional fire truck at the Main Street Park with a flag over Main Street all day long, just commemorating the day. We also have a sidewalk art contest that the Wasatch County Arts Council is sponsoring. So if you are a budding artist, bring your skills and enter to win some prizes. At 7 a.m. we have our 5K and our 10K run that start. This is the main to main run, so it starts at the Heber City Main Street Park, and the route takes you into Midway City's Main Street and then back up to Heber. We will have some biplane flyovers during that run. We have a flag ceremony that takes place at the Heber City Park at 8 a.m. The Rotary is sponsoring a breakfast from 8 to 10 a.m. at the Heber City Park, and it's $5 per person. It's a pancake breakfast with some sausage and some fruit, and then orange juice and milk and other things. We'll have a patriotic walk that the Wasatch County School District is sponsoring, and that will be on the same route as the 5K and 10K run. But we're inviting people to bring their leash dogs, to come dressed up, to dress up their pets. We'll also have some costumed presidents, the color guard, and we will have, we're inviting the veterans to come and walk at the front of the parade, so area and visiting veterans to participate in that walk. And we'll have a post-walk celebration from 9:30 to 10 a.m. after that walk with photo ops and other things. The Freedom Train is also happening in Heber City on the 4th, so they have 3 different times. The first one starts at 8 a.m., 10:30, and then 1 o'clock p.m. They're a 90-minute train. We have a cornhole competition that's happening at the Heber City Main Street Park that begins at 10 a.m., and you can pre-register for that as well. That's sponsored by the Wasatch Community Foundation. The Plein Air Art Exhibit will be happening in Midway City between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. And then we have a free lunch that's sponsored by Heber City. It's a hot dog lunch from 12 to 1, and that's while supplies last. We have some traditional games that will happen, like potato sack races, three-legged races, things like that, from 1 to 2 p.m. And then we'll have The Heber Market on Main starts at about 1 o'clock and it will go until 9 o'clock p.m. From 2 to 2:30, we have the Hoses versus Guns Tug of War. So this is our local fire department versus our Heber City Police Department are going to be going against each other in a friendly tug of war. From 2:30 to 3:30, we have a local athlete, Micah Gogan, who is sponsoring a strongman contest. And then 3:30 to 4, we have a pie eating contest and a root beer chugging contest. From 3:30 to 5:30, we'll have a eagle demonstration. So we've got a golden eagle and a bald eagle that will be at the park with a handler that will be doing some demonstrations. We'll announce the contest winners at 6 o'clock p.m. We have Stomp It Out Cloggers who are going to be performing on stage at 4:15 p.m. And then at 5, we have a local band, American Rooster, who will be performing an outdoor concert at the Heber City Main Street Park. And 6:30 to 9, we have National Park Radio, who is another band that will be performing. They're our main act. And then we culminate the event with fireworks on Memorial Hill that are sponsored by Midway City. So we have all of this information with the full schedule and, information to sign up for anything that requires a pre-registration on our website at heberredwhiteandbluefest.com. I would definitely check it out because there are pockets of time that may make more sense for you to visit than others. If you have special interest or you have barbecues in the evening, come in the morning, and definitely join us for fireworks that night.
It sounds like an incredibly packed event, not just in Heber City, but stretching all throughout the valley. Could you tell me a little bit about how this event got organized and what makes the Heber Valley Red, White, and Blue Fest different from past 4th of July celebrations?
Yeah, so I've heard years ago that Heber City actually used to be over the 4th of July event. However, I haven't seen a 4th of July event in the 20 years that I've lived here, aside from the small town celebration that Midway City puts on. And so what happened is, I've worked in this office for about 10 years, and there's a demand to have something here. Most people that live here go to Colville, they go to Park City, they go to Provo for the 4th of July because there's not a lot going on in the Heber Valley. And, I think one of the reasons why is there's just, the city workers and different people, they want to have that holiday to spend with their families. They don't want to be working an event. And so, knowing that when we went into this, we knew that we had to pull from volunteer organizations within the valley to help produce this event. And that's why you see, there's the Wasatch County Fire District, the Chamber, there's the Rotary, the school district, the Wasatch Community Foundation, a bunch of organizations that have their own pool of volunteers who stepped up and were willing to participate. They also saw a demand for an event on the 4th of July, and they've all, brought their special events to this. Another thing, that we realized, there were a few events happening on the 4th of July, but there was no overarching support for these events, specifically the Freedom Train that the railroad puts on, the fireworks that Midway City and the Midway Boosters put together. Midway City also has their small town 4th celebration, but we just really wanted to pull the whole community together and create something for everyone, because like I said, there definitely has been a demand to have something here in our community on the 4th of July.
Well, it definitely seems like you've done a fantastic job of bringing together all of those small little celebrations to really create something that's pretty spectacular. Is there anything that you're looking forward to yourself in particular?
Well, because I work for the Chamber, I'm going to put a plug in for the 5K and 10K run that we have organized. It's really special. It's the idea behind it is to connect the two communities, Heber City and Midway City, who are neighbors and to most people are one and the same. And that's why it starts at the Heber City Main Street Park, and the route takes you to Midway City's Main Street and then back. I think it's a great opportunity, whether you're athletic or not, to just get out and do something different on the 4th of July. And I would also suggest, if that's not quite your type of activity, the patriotic walk is something that I think will be a memorable experience for all. Just with the color guard and the support of the veterans and the costumed presidents and the things that are going to be part of that, will just bring this sense of community and pride and all of the things that you want to feel on the 4th of July.
Well, it sounds like it's a fantastic opportunity for anybody, no matter their interest, to get out and celebrate the birth of the nation. Well, thank you so much, Jessica, for joining us. And one more time before I let you go, where can people find more information?
Yeah, so it's Heber Red, White, and Blue Fest.com. And if you can't find it there, you can always revert to gohebervalley.com and you can navigate it from our homepage.
Awesome. Thank you so much to Jessica Broadhead from Go Heber Valley for joining us and sharing so much about such a wonderful event that they have coming up. And thank you once again.
Thank you.
We will be right back after a couple of messages here on Wasatch Weekends. Welcome back to Wasatch Weekends. Tracy Miller is going to show us a fantastic chicken and corn salad recipe that's going to be a great dish if you have any guests this coming weekend. Let's take a look.
You're watching Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller. I'm a huge fan of chicken, actually. That's about my favorite protein, and I eat it most of the time. So what we're gonna do is super season it, like lots of salt and pepper over every little part of your chicken breast. We're gonna put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, coat it. I have my oven at 350 degrees, and I'm going to turn this up a little tiny bit because I turned it down, because of that whole summertime heat thing. And what happens when you have your hot pan, you put 2 cold chicken breasts in it, the pan automatically gets a little bit cooler. So crank it up a little bit when you're about to put your chicken in. We're going to put that raw chicken breast right in there. You can kind of hear the sizzle. I wish we had a little more sizzle, but that was my fault. I was just talking too much. Okay, so there we go. We have the chicken seasoned on one side, but with every good protein, you need to season it on every single side. Now, I'm pretty specific about my seasoning. I like every single bite to have a little salt and pepper. Okay, I'm gonna crank it up a little bit. We're gonna sear each side of the chicken, and then we're gonna put it in the oven at 350 degrees. This is a method that you can do on the grill as well. So if you're grilling and you have your grill really hot, fiery hot, you put your chicken on, you sear it up, you flip your chicken over, and you sear it up again. Then you can either put it in a cast iron pan or a baking sheet and finish it in the oven. This is a trick a lot of chefs use when they're mass producing. Like if I'm cooking filet mignon for 20 people, I will sear it up and then I'll let it cool, and then I'll pop it in the oven right before it's time to eat for about 15 minutes, and it gets to a perfect medium rare temperature. So this is a nice method. Okay, so you want to get a nice sear, a nice color on both sides of your chicken breast. And then we're going to let that sear up for a few more minutes. I'm going to pop it in the oven, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get our Colorado sweet corn out. I just actually cleaned all this corn up. Look at all that stuff hanging off of there. You want to cook it pretty quickly, and then you want to cool it down for this salad. So what I'm going to do is pop this chicken in the oven at 350 degrees, and we're going to finish baking it that way. So it's kind of off the stove. It's going to cook to perfection, and then we're going to have a nice chicken breast, lean and delicious, that we can enjoy. So I'm going to put this in the oven. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, corn salad is on its way. Welcome back to Colorful Cooking. I am Tracy Miller, and we've got some chicken in the oven, and we're also making a corn salad today. It's a really nice, light summertime dinner. To complete the meal, first of all, we have our fresh corn, which here in Colorado, we've got some good corn. So I'm just gonna pop that in the boiling water, and I'm literally gonna boil that for probably about 2 or 3 minutes. Everybody overcooks their corn. You don't need to cook corn very long to keep that nice little pop that corn has. I also have some fingerling potatoes, which I am a huge potato fan. They fill me up. They're pretty basic and easy to make. So what I've done is I've boiled the potatoes in water and then I've sliced them. Now I have some olive oil in my pan and I'm just going to fry them up just a little bit. You can also bake them in the oven if you want to. That just gives them a little bit of a crispiness that's going to make them really delicious and decadent. And of course, we are going to season these with a lot of salt and pepper. And veggies are so good and healthy for you. They have a lot of water in them, but they also need a lot of seasoning. So we're going to get those kind of flat on the pan. Notice how I have them spread out. Whenever you're cooking anything in your pan, you want to spread it out. Give everything a lot of space to get the heat around. That's the same if you're doing something in the oven, if you're doing something on a baking sheet. Don't clump it all together. Give it some space so that everything can get some heat around it and it can all get nice and crispy and cook really well. So what I have is parsley and cilantro right here. And I forgot my brand new knife, so I have to use a knife here in the kitchen. But I'm just going to try to mince this up really nicely. Not sure my knife is going to cooperate with that because, you know, the sharper knife you have, the better off that's going to be. But we're going to just do some parsley and some cilantro mixed together. I'm going to do a lot of salt and pepper, some red wine vinegar. This is what makes it really fun and fresh. And look at how low calorie this is going to be too. So it's going to give you some good flavor on that chicken breast, but it's not going to cost you a lot of calories. We're also going to add a little bit of olive oil to it. And this depends on how much you like olive oil. Add the extra virgin olive oil if you really like the flavor. Add a lighter olive oil if you don't want quite as much olive oil flavor to it. So we're just going to let that sit and kind of absorb all those flavors. Get that red wine vinegar. I can smell that vinegar and it smells really good. I'm going to actually add a few more herbs to the top of that. And then we're just going to let this sit and relax. And you don't have to let it sit and relax for too long. I would say like 10 or 15 minutes. It's kind of one of those things that you want to make right around go time, and you want to be able to serve it fresh because that's what it is. It's really fresh. So we've got a low-cal chimichurri here. It originates from Argentina. Good on any meat. I put it on steak quite a bit. You could even use it as a taco seasoner if you wanted to like put it on top of your taco or something like that. But right now, we're just going to save it for the chicken. All right, looks like our corn is possibly done. So let me grab some tongs here and just get that right out of there. See, that looks nice. And it's still kind of firm. It's not mushy at all. So what's going to happen now is we are going to just let that cool down for a second. And then I'm going to cut all the corn off to make the corn salad. I think one of the reasons why I was like doing this corn salad is because both my daughters had braces and neither one of them could eat corn. And I was like, had to cut the corn off all the time. And I'm like, hey, wait, I remember this. This is kind of a nice way to eat corn. Doesn't get stuck in your teeth. Chimichurri is a stuck in your teeth kind of dish too. So if you're eating it with a friend, that's the way to go because that cilantro might stick around. You have to ask, hey friend, do I have anything in my teeth? Can't be on a date or anything like that, you know, a new date. All right, so we're going to crank the potatoes up. We just want to get a little crisp on them. We have the chicken cooking in the oven. I've seared it on both sides. I've popped it in the oven at 350. It's probably going to take about 20-25 minutes to reach 165. We're going to pull that out. We're going to let it rest for a minute, and then we're going to slice it up. We are going to put it on top of the potatoes, and then we are going to make the corn salad. I'm going to pop the corn under some cold water while we take a quick break. When we return, it is a Mexican corn salad that I really think you're going to like a lot. So stick around. We've got chicken in the oven. We're making a corn salad. This is going to be a nice light dinner for you and your family. I think the chicken is all done. So it's in the cast iron pan. I've had it in the oven at 350 for maybe about 20 minutes or so. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull it out of the cast iron pan so that it doesn't cook any more than it already is going to. These are massive chicken breasts. I think that can feed a family of 3 to 4. Okay, so now we're just going to kind of take all the corn off. I don't know why, but I really like doing this. And look at how fresh and poppy, for lack of a better word, this corn is. All right, so I have the corn. I also have romaine, and I'm just going to put the corn And I cooled the corn down under cold water. You blanch it, you boil it, and then you put it in cold water. It keeps that beautiful color. All right, I like spice and I like jalapeno spice. We're gonna make it nice and spicy with the seeds and the stems, a raw jalapeno, which I like as well, and then we're gonna put that in there. So we have romaine, we have fresh corn, we have a little bit of jalapeno, and then a mixture of mayonnaise, Parmesan cheese, lime juice, chili powder, and a little bit of olive oil. So I've made that up. So here we go, we have our salad. I'm gonna move it over to our platter because we've got the chicken waiting there, which I'm gonna slice. We're gonna put the salad, and see, maybe this is a good way to do it because now the corn's on the bottom, so if I serve it like this, like all the lettuce is on top, this salad is delicious. You will absolutely love it. Now I think we're getting ready to slice the chicken, so we're gonna kind of do our grand finale in just a moment. We're making grilled chicken breast, corn salad. We've got most of it made. I'm gonna take a quick break, wash my hands, clean this place up a little bit, and then show you how it's done when we're done. Welcome back. I got to get Maddie Evans in the kitchen. Maddie, how you doing?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to try this right now, though.
Okay, good. I have a piece of chicken there for you. I hear you're a big fan of chicken, so give it a bite.
All right,
I cooked it in the oven, and it has to have a little bit of moisture, which it was pretty juicy when I was cooking it. So there you go. Tell me, does it have some moisture in it? Mm-hmm. Is it pretty good? Mm-hmm. Did you get a little bit of the corn salad in there too?
Oh my gosh.
She likes it.
That chicken is amazing.
It's good. That's how you cook it. You sear it up, you finish it in the oven. You can do that with any meat that you have. We will have all the recipes online. We've got fingerling potatoes. Have a little more. How's it going? You're back on TV.
I'm back. It's amazing, but you can't talk to me now because I'm going to stuff my face.
Okay, so we've got the corn salad. This is a perfect summer dish. It's healthy, it's high in protein, it's low in calories, and it's going to taste good if you'd like to make it for your family or even for a party. Like you could do this on a platter for a party. I'm Tracy Miller. That's Maddie Evans. This is Colorful Cooking. Thanks for watching.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Wasatch Weekends. If you missed any of our episodes, you can find us on our YouTube channel or at parkcity.tv. And we will be back with you next Friday at 7 a.m. Until then, I'm your host, Ben Roof, and I hope you have a great week.